Hi, you find me in the graveyard of the church, and this is a wildlife sanctuary at the moment, but I've been walking around looking for a bench. Finally I've found a bench to sit on. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about music with a bit of history. Whoa, stop there, Mr. Ponderer, stop there. You see, music is a deeply personal subject for me. I grew up in the 50s and 60s surrounded by music. My dad, my father, played piano, so the house was full of music. He practiced very often. He even played piano during the war in the army, but more on that later. As a teen, I taught myself to play the guitar, and like many famous guitar players, I was helped by the books of guitarist Bert Weedon. When I started this YouTube channel 4 years ago now, it was then that the call of the piano started to tug at my heart, and I began to use a piano keyboard to write music for my videos. My composing journey is a subject for another video if you want me to make one, so let me know in the comments. Okay, Mr. Ponderer, please continue. When you think of the Victorian era, you think of, well, what thing that comes to my mind is the little upright piano that you used to find in the parlour, you know, the one with the little candelabras on them, and Mama and Papa would be standing around the piano singing. The sort of entertainment of the, well, I would say upper middle classes would have, because those pianos were in those sort of houses. Aside from having a home in Victorian households, the upright piano played an important role in World War II. For centuries, music has been used in military affairs and in battle. Trumpets, horns, bugles used to signal the troops over long distances, or in military parades as marching bands. During World War II, Steinway and Sons airdropped specially designed pianos called Victory Verticals onto battlefields to boost morale and provide relaxation for American troops. The first Victory piano was dropped by parachute in 1942. Initially, Steinway and Sons, which are a German-American company with manufacturing plants in Queens, New York and Hamburg, Germany, at the outbreak of World War II, it led to restrictions at both plants. Hamburg plant suffered from confiscation of its timber stocks by the Nazi government, and production was restricted to around 100 pianos per year. But in Queens, New York, the plant switched to manufacturing wings and tails for glider aircraft used to transport airborne troops, and then to coffins. In June 1942, War Production Board made a request to Theodore E. Steinway for the development of a robust piano model for use by the US military. The piano had to be small enough to be carried on a ship or parachuted from a plane, and to be able to cope with the humidity of the South Pacific. Steinway manufactured over 3,000 vertical pianos between 1942 and 1953. It was designed to be lightweight and could be carried by 4 men using handles fitted beneath the keyboard. The piano had no legs, as these were thought to be too fragile to survive the parachute drop. To improve longevity, celluloid piano keys were substituted for the usual ivory, and the bass strings were covered with a soft iron instead of the usual copper. The piano contained just 10% of the quantity of metal used in traditional construction, minimizing the use of important materials, and glue used in the Victory Vertical was resistant to water, and the whole thing was treated with insecticide. The piano initially cost less than $500 to manufacture. When you consider that the American Air Force played a prominent role here in the Coggeshall area, it would be no surprise to have one of these verticals being used either at Marks Hall or perhaps even in a village hall nearby. My father played a piano during World War II in the army, and he used to entertain the troops, and I wouldn't be surprised that he himself had encountered one of these pianos and actually played while in service in the army. Well, that's the upright piano, and what a special piano that was. It makes me wonder whether, with the American presence that was in the town during World War II, whether there was one of those pianos actually in the area. Maybe at Marks Hall where they were based, but I'm sure there very well might have been a Steinway piano. Who knows? I often wonder about it. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, please don't forget and give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in another video. Stay safe.